Good morning. So, there's so many things that I want to talk about and I want to share because, the mind-body science, it's so applicable for those of us that are on the path of self-realization, okay, and spiritual evolution. And it's essential because, mind-body science, when I first started to explore it, was about recovering from symptoms, okay? And the symptoms were just basically, for me, a wake-up call that things were amiss, okay? And once I started to understand that my brain was perceiving danger somewhere, okay? To me, that's not freedom, right? And those of us on a path, a spiritual path, that's ultimately the goal, right? Is freeing up consciousness in the mind-body complex, okay? And so taking this science and applying it with the intention of becoming free, being free, freeing up consciousness in the mind-body complex. Okay, and so going forward, understanding that the brain, for everybody I've ever met, maybe except for Amma, is perceiving danger somewhere unconsciously. I see it all the time, and in myself, right? And learning to see that in the moment when it's perceiving danger has been a very important awareness to have, another essential awareness to have, okay? Because there's many ways that it perceives danger, and it gives us little clues that it does, okay? And once I started using parts work to encounter aspects of myself, aspects of the programs that are in the subconscious and unconscious levels, then parts work became a very valuable tool for me. Again, what we're doing is working from the platform of allowing, and parts work or internal family systems is all about allowing, okay? But we have to really understand what it is we're allowing. And so this is, taking it one step further, and, there's so many moving little parts, but allowing in parts work, we understand that there's parts of our consciousness, okay? And the parts that are trying to keep us safe are called protectors, And protectors most often show up as thought, okay? And thought is, as a protector, its whole function is to look out for danger. And it's going to look out for danger even if it's not there. And a lot of times it's imagined, okay? It's created. So a protector in the form of a thought is a very important thing to start to recognize in the mind-body complex from awareness. And this is a really powerful way of developing and strengthening that awareness, okay? And this is what IFS is all about. It's not about fixing anything. It's about strengthening awareness, strengthening this self-energy, this unconditioned awareness that has the power to go deep into the unconscious. Okay? Now, protectors are the most obvious part because they're protecting something. so that what they're protecting isn't always so obvious. That's oftentimes the repression, which causes oftentimes the symptoms, okay? But protectors, even in themselves, the way they operate is a continual message of danger to the brain. And if we're trying to recover from symptoms, to start to see this it's essential. I know I keep using that word, but we have to start to see this, okay? Now, what happens is if we start to see this and we're not kind of savvy that it's a protector, then what happens is we identify with it and we fight it, and then it just becomes more danger, more messages of danger to the brain, right? We want to think safety. And we as awareness are what conveys safety. Because that is what we are. We're not the protector. We're not the thought that's worrying about Aunt Sally and what she might be thinking about us, okay? We're the awareness of that thought, that protector. That's all, okay? Now, we don't want to ignore that. It's trying to tell us there might be danger with Aunt Sally. Okay? We want to start having a relationship with it. And awareness, the unconditioned aspect of awareness, is pure allowing. It doesn't judge that thought, that protector about Aunt Sally. It doesn't believe the story about Aunt Sally. It allows the protector to be where it's at. And in that allowing, it conveys the message of safety to the protector. Okay? So you have this dynamic that is the unconscious awareness that allows, it acknowledges first, okay? So the unconscious awareness, the unconditioned awareness acknowledges the protector. It's when we recognize a thought that's trying to protect us. We acknowledge it first. That's the first step. We acknowledge that protector is trying to keep us safe. And then the unconditioned awareness, try to get this right, the unconditioned awareness acknowledges it and then it allows it. And this is why this other step of allowing is so important, because that's what unconditioned awareness does. Conditioned awareness will fight it. Conditioned awareness might think it's wrong. I shouldn't be having these thoughts. That's what conditioned awareness does. That's the difference between the two, okay? Conditioned awareness is influenced by beliefs, ideas, opinions, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, okay? Unconditioned awareness acknowledges it, allows it, and in that moment we are very conscious because we're aware of what it's doing, we're aware of why it's in place. It's trying to keep us safe from what Aunt Sally might be thinking about us, right? And in that moment of allowing, it's getting the message in a transmission, in an energetic energy that is the essence of unconditioned awareness, because the protector is conditioned. Okay? So we're giving the transmission of the unconditioned awareness to the protector by allowing it to be. It's all we have to do. There's no fixing. There's no trying to talk it into chilling out, right? It's just met. And this is, if there is a conditioned awareness in there, it can be challenging because it wants to fix it. It wants to do something. It doesn't want it there. Okay? Now this is a really important understanding to have with protectors in parts work, okay? Because all these protectors are protecting something. And we can and we will start to meet that too. But the protectors need to know that that's safe for that to happen. And they need to be not so gripped in their perception of danger. Okay. Now this is, for me, this was a really, really important step in recovery, and still is. I mean, protectors will come up when stuff happens. And this is about becoming free. Okay? That's all this is about. And when that kind of essential safety starts to really be recognized in the system, then the symptoms will just naturally fall away. I mean, it's not like that they're just part of the mind-body complex's way of manifestation. Okay? I hope this was helpful. All right. We'll talk again. Okay. Thank you.